Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village nestled between towering mountains and a sparkling blue sea, lived a little girl named Seo Hyun. Seo Hyun didn't have magical powers, nor did she have wings to fly. But she had something just as special, a melody in her heart. From the moment she woke up to the moment she went to sleep, Seo Hyun sang. She sang to the morning sun, she sang to the blooming flowers, and she sang to the stars at night. Her dream was simple, yet grand. She wanted to become a great singer whose voice could heal sad hearts and give people courage. But there was one small problem. Whenever Seo Hyun stood in front of other people, her knees would shake, her throat would tighten, and her beautiful voice would hide away, reduced to a tiny whisper. One warm spring day, the village held its annual Star Festival. This was the biggest talent show in the valley. Seo Hyun had practiced for weeks. When the mayor called her name, she bravely stepped onto the large wooden stage. Hundreds of eyes looked up at her. Seo Hyun opened her mouth to sing, but nothing came out. The music played, but her voice was frozen. A few kids in the front row began to whisper. Tears welled up in Seo Hyun's eyes, and without singing a single note, she ran off the stage and all the way home. Oh, my sweet Seo Hyun, a song delayed is not a song lost. Even the greatest birds must stumble before they soar. But Mom, I was so scared. Maybe I'm just not meant to be a singer. Maybe my dream is too big for me. Dreams do not care about how big you are. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It is taking a step forward even when your knees are shaking. Those words lit a tiny spark inside Seo Hyun's heart. She made a promise to herself that day. She wouldn't let fear steal her song. The very next morning, before the sun rose, Seo Hyun hiked to the highest hill. She took a deep breath and she sang to the wind. She practiced when her throat was tired. When winter came and the snow covered the ground, Seo Hyun wore a thick scarf and sang to the snowflakes. When the summer rain poured down, she stood on her porch and sang to the rhythm of the thunder. She practiced when she felt like giving up. She practiced until her voice grew stronger than the wind, brighter than the summer sun, and deeper than the winter snow. Slowly, year by year, the timid little girl grew into a young woman, and with her, her voice grew into something magnificent. 10 years passed. A grand music competition was announced in the faraway capital city. The kingdom was seeking a voice that could bring hope. Thousands of singers traveled from all corners. Among them was Seo Hyun. She walked onto a stage 100 times larger than the one in her village. The lights were blinding. The crowd was massive. For a fleeting second, the old fear returned. Her knees began to tremble. But then she closed her eyes and remembered the countless hours of practice. She took a deep breath, and Seo Hyun sang. She didn't just sing notes, she sang her struggles. She sang her fears and her unyielding hope. Her voice washed over the audience like a warm embrace. People stopped breathing in awe. The judges lowered their pens, their expressions turning to wonder. By the time she hit the final note, there was not a single dry eye in the grand hall. Seo Hyun didn't just win the competition, she won the hearts of the entire world. She had become the great singer she dreamed of. But Seo Hyun never forgot where she came from. She traveled across the world, singing in hospitals, quiet orphanages and schools. Whenever people heard her voice, those who were sad found joy, and those who were afraid found courage. When children would ask, "How did you get such a magical voice?" she would whisper, "Magic is just a word for endless practice. Never let fear stop your melody. Keep trying, keep singing, and one day the world will stop to listen." And so Seo Hyun's song echoed through the ages. The greatest talent of all is the courage to never ever give up.